Good evening once again. M out here, over there, everywhere, all over the place. And as usual, right here, it's the Apostle in Rice Campbell. He who, as the most of you know, contested the last two general elections and is very much awaiting the third one.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Doing great. How about yourself?
Okay, surviving. Playing every ball as it comes.
Wow.
But then, you know, if a loose one comes along, you have to put it away.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. That hole that we spoke about, I am not a legal person.
Right.
So I want to know now.
This is a hole in St. Lucie.
Yeah, that we were talking about.
Sure.
That they filled with mud.
Yes.
I am not a legal person, but I know that this program is well watched.
Okay.
After we've been talking about that hole, and it's worse now.
Right.
So it has widened now. So there's less part of a road. There's more of a hole than a road.
Okay.
2 school children were almost struck by a PSD vehicle last week.
Okay.
So I want to know, after we are talking about this thing, and people are aware of it, if someone should lose their life because of that hole, who's responsible?
Okay.
Because we've been talking about it, so obviously the people who, and I know that the people who should fix that hole have heard us. As I said, one of the ministers in the Ministry of Transport and Works passes that hole every week. If someone loses their lives or is badly injured because of that hole, I want the world to know that they have been warned, people are aware, something should have been done about that hole. I'm going to say, I have to give a shout out to the ladies.
Okay.
To the ladies.
Do your thing.
Zora Noon, the Carla George, and Susan Ibrahim.
Wow.
Yes.
It's pretty good to remember those names right off the top of your head.
Yes. Susan Ibrahim, right? Especially to Susan Ibrahim.
All right.
I'm also going to tell Dennis World. Now, I'm not shouting Dennis World because they said only females. But I want him to know, I gave you some advice to go into the sea. And you told me that the sea you have no call in the sea. You don't have to go in the sea. You can get someone to collect the water for you. Boil it or warm it. Apply it to your knee has arthritis.
Okay.
Or come to, the apostle here. Let him pray for you. That would work too.
Yeah, of course it would.
Yeah, that would work.
Of course it would.
And I'm very serious about that. Okay. Also, to what they call the guys on the block. It was impossible for me to call every name.
Right.
I just called 4 influential names. You are all influential. All of you. So I just called those 4 names from different areas. But I didn't have the time to call all the names. So I'm giving all of you a shout out now. At once. Apostle.
Yes, sir.
The state of our school children, the behavior, is at its lowest ebb. And my readers and so on have been talking to me about this. And I was amazed at some of the things that I've been hearing that are going on, even at primary schools.
Right.
It is indeed at its lowest ebb. I am going to go through some of the things that I have heard.
Okay.
Some unsubstantiated, mind you, but some substantiated. And I'll have your opinion on it as we go along.
Okay, no problem.
I've heard reports of people in both boys and girls schools, and in some cases primary schools, having to pay certain people money or they'll be beaten. Me, and I have a crew with me.
Right.
And they go around collecting money from people.
From kids in school.
Yeah. And they can't do anything about it. And anyone who resists is beaten. You ever heard of such a thing?
Yes, sir. I'm aware of that.
Why is something not done about this?
Well, a lot of these things, Mr. Morris, are done secretly.
But I actually saw this. I saw this one on video.
Okay.
Someone sent me.
And a lot of the kids that are actually experiencing this don't actually say much. to the staff and also to the parents, and to any individual that can actually put a stop to it. What we have to understand now is that within both the secondary and primary schools, a lot of the children within these schools are sons and daughters of individuals who are in gangs, individuals who are in rough neighborhoods, okay, and they carry that persona out of the community environment into the scholastic environment, and they continue that trend. Now this is happening for a very long time here in Barbados, and it has not been properly addressed, and I think the time to address it is now.
But would you think that their parents actually know about these things?
Of course, I know of this personally, but again, a lot of the parents of today are very afraid of the, let me say, the subliminal syndicates that are out there.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm not talking about the victims, I'm talking about the pursuers. If their parents actually know what they do, the activities that they do.
Well, sometimes I don't think that their parents are aware of it, because most of the times when you do go to schools and you have the initial confrontation between parents, and I sat on a board of a secondary school here for 6 years, and you know, it shows that in many regards, when you do have the confrontation between parents, they're not aware of what their son or daughter is actually doing at the school. It's a shock to them to hear many times when the chairman is reading off a list of situations that their ward or child has been involved in. It's many times a huge shock to the parents to hear this is actually what your child is doing at the school.
Because I frankly would be amazed if some of these parents actually knew about these things and were doing nothing about it.
Right.
Actually, I don't believe that any of them do. I'm giving benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Gambling, and you look at this one. Okay, they're gambling in this room. Again, there are certain guys who cut short money off the gambling, this is a system where every few games, this person takes. You're actually paying this person to play. He is giving you permission, or girls too,
Right.
or you can gamble.
Yeah.
But let's say every 3 games, you leave $1.
Right.
So if you play 45 games, that's $15 that he takes.
Well, gambling has been a big issue in schools for years.
I know gambling, but having someone cut short pools,
Yeah.
like the system I just told you about.
That's new to the system of gambling that I've seen when I was in school.
Yeah, but what is going on now?
I spent 2 years at the Polytechnic, and it was very big at the Polytechnic. I saw a lot of people end up in trouble because of it. But the new systems that we're seeing now are systems that are coming from off the block, and they're coming from off the internet. So we're dealing with a very highly educated miniature crime syndicate, let me put it that way, that is now beginning to embody our school system, and we have to pay attention to it. So this is something that I think has always been a problem. I remember when Minister Ronald Jones was Minister of Education.
Ronald Jones, who, by the way, that in my personal opinion, has been the worst ever Minister of Education we've ever had. That's my opinion.
You know,
the worst.
He got into a lot of trouble for stating that a lot of the kids were possessed, quote unquote. But the reality of what we're seeing is that there are a number of variables that's contributing to this level, and part of the variable that's contributing to it is the new dimension of teaching staff that we have within the schools as well.
Now this one, cell phones, they're making pornography, they're making movies, sex movies.
Yeah. Well, let me just say, in this realm, sex and sexuality and pornography sells. Okay? We live in what we call a carnal society. We have carnivals, we have festivals, which are displays of the flesh. We have music that encapsulates many times the movement and the generation of women. What men do to women and what women should do to men. All of these are different elements. You have vehicles being sold. You have a lady, on the motorcycle. So you have that idea. You look at Banks Berries with their calendar. They always have their calendar with a lady on it. So there's sex. Everybody understands, especially in the world of advertising, that sex sells.
So you're saying that sex is a good marketing object?
It is, and it always has been. But the reality of our children coming to the stage where they're using it, and it's not being done just for the sake of it being done. This is money-making situation here. This is where people in schools are actually making money from these videos that are being done. So it tells us clearly that our school systems have been clearly marked out and checked out by individuals who, outside of the schools, are within these domains, who have individuals within the school systems that are operating within these domains. And I've dealt in counseling with young ladies who were in schools, going to school, who were being really used by their own mothers to make money by having sex with teachers and with students. So
with teachers and students?
With teachers and students. I sat and counseled a young lady who was doing that. So I know what I'm talking about. So this is
that's surely an example of the lowest ebb that I spoke about at the start of the program.
Yeah. So we've reached that stage where within our school systems we really need to make some changes right now.
Another disturbing one, which when we start the second part, we'll get into more, is you see the sports days where they fix the races. Where a certain guy who's like the favorite, who should win, is forced not to win because there are people betting against the odds.
Right.
And someone who has no chance of really winning or places or actually puzzling for the surprise win.
Well, that's amazing to hear that that's what's happening in Barbados.
But that's why I said, I'll get into that more at the start of the next thing. That's why I said I have evidence that the school system is at its lowest ebb.
Well,
right now.
When we're looking at the school system versus the crime system, because the crime system is, in many cases, more highly evolved than any other entity that I know of. Even the crime syndicate has always been more structured than even some governments. So,
yes.
So when you're bringing a situation where you're dealing with a more highly evolved system over a lower evolved system, you always going to have a problem.
But from what I understand, the crime syndicate is not involved in this. These are the ideas of these youngsters.
Well, I'm saying that once we're doing that, it is a crime system.
Okay, a system, not a syndicate.
Yeah, once we're doing it, it is a crime system. And it has, whenever you look at it, it has to have some level of structure to it, which creates a syndicate. Okay, so obviously there's no one person to what is happening. So this is where I kind of lend that idea to the reality of what's actually happening within our schools right now. But this is something that needs to be dealt with right away.
Okay, we've come to the end of part one, and always the time runs so quickly. But we'll be back with part two very shortly. And what I would say is a very, very important discussion tonight. So the end of part one, M.M Out Here, over there, everywhere, all over the place, saying that we'll be back very shortly for part two.
Yes,
Apostle,
sir.
let's make right.